to the RecoverMate podcast, where love, sobriety, and life gets real. I'm Rick.
And I'm Danielle. We're a husband and wife team sharing our personal journey through sobriety. And together we are having all the difficult conversations that most people are too afraid to have in their relationship.
We're diving deep into the hard stuff, from our own past to recovery, parenting challenges, finances, and everything in between that comes with building a life together.
And trust us, nothing is off limits here. We're keeping it raw, honest, and unfiltered because that's what recovery, love, and real life looks like.
So whether you're sober, curious about recovery, or just looking for ways to keep love alive while living a sober life, you've come to the right place.
We're excited to share our most forbidden conversations with you. So grab a seat, buckle up, and get ready for the kind of discussions that you won't hear anywhere else.
Let's go! Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the RecoverMate podcast. I hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and welcome to the very first episode in 2026.
I cannot believe it has been a little bit of a hot minute since we've jumped back on the podcast. And ironically, it's actually one of the things that we were going to talk about today. Because when is the last time that we really sat down and thought, yes, we have a topic, we're on the same time zone, we're doing the same things, we've got some space to sit down and really have a conversation. Like it feels like it's been forever.
It's been months. A lot of things going on. Me working has gotten in the way with a lot of things happening. Also, just my own mindset's actually got in the way quite a lot as well, which is funny enough because we caught up with very close friends of ours over the New Year's. And we actually sat down and had a good chat and saying, what's sort of going on with RecoverMate? You guys have gone missing. Like, we haven't heard from you for a while. We've had no new episodes come out. And after our conversation, I sort of sat with it thinking, what is going on?
Mm.
What has stopped me from leading in this and actually jumping on board going, hey, let's do this? And what I found out, believe it or not, I went for a 6 a.m. swim at the beach on New Year's morning, which is one of the great things you can do when you're sober. You're not waking up after New Year's Eve on New Year's morning feeling like rubbish, like
hungover
we all have and all done before in the past. On this 6 a.m. drive, I just sort of sat myself in the car and I was like, what is it? Why have I stopped myself? And why have I not pursued what is going on with this? Like, the message is getting out there. You guys are listening. We're getting great feedback. But why am I not doing it? Why am I not putting the extra effort in to keep creating more content and more podcasts over and over again? And what I sort of found out is like, I've got this real imposter syndrome. That's what it felt like. So the imposter syndrome for me was, why me? And not so much as in a complaining of why me, but a why me is like, who am I to do this? Who am I to be the person having this conversation on the podcast and laying out this story for everyone to help them? Who am I, this person, to help everybody else? And when I sat with that in the car, I just thought, why not me? Why not me? Why not be the guy that can have the conversation? Why not be the person that can just be there to help others? That's all I really want to do. And that's really what this whole podcast is about. It's really about just being there for somebody else. And if this changed one person's life at the end of the day, then that's all I can ask for. Because things I've done, the good, the bad, the ugly, things I've been through, my whole life before all this sort of came down, is something I don't want for somebody else. So that's really why this whole podcast started. And that's why RecoverMate was born. To help stop other people from potentially going down the same path I went.
Sorry, I'm over here crying.
But that's the whole honest truth of why this all started in the first place. And I lost that along the way. And that's really why I haven't been around for the last few months, or felt like for you guys, I'm sure that's listening, is that I've had many people say, like, when's the next episode coming out?
Mm.
And we've sat with it for months now going, I don't know. It's like having enough time, or always too busy, or any other excuse we come up with as to why we don't do it. But really, it was just me holding myself back from having that, from making the time, from actually going in and doing these things, because I felt like, who am I to do it? Who am I to be that person?
Yeah.
Appreciate the input.
No, it's just that, well, I guess for the people who are listening, the reason why I am so emotional is because it's been hard to watch you go through that process, and beautiful at the same time. But I think you've just spoken to and put words to how a lot of people feel when they get to the next step, or they get to the next place, and then they get stuck again, and how easy it is to get back on the hamster wheel, get back off the hamster wheel, and then just being on a hamster wheel. Like, I've watched that, and I guess there's always challenges. But in that, what I have noticed and what I have seen is there's been a lot of shit that has happened in 2025. And although we are very grateful and thankful for all the lessons and everything that year gave us, we were also very grateful to see the new year tick over for sure. But what I noticed particularly with you was how much and how hard you were experiencing big emotions, going through some hard stuff, some challenges with your previous work. And despite all of that, you didn't drink. And it was not a good time. Like, we'd lost a family member. You had a bit of a lawsuit going on at work. You had some tough things happen within our family dynamics, and it's just a lot for one person to handle, as well as trying to find new work and start all over again, really. um and any person who is going through that, who was experiencing those sorts of changes in their lives and events happening in their lives, a very common thing to do is to go and drink, to numb out, to suppress, to just feel like you're catching a fucking break. And what I did notice is that you didn't do that, but also what you didn't do was do the things that made you feel good. And I guess the podcast kind of got locked in, got locked in with that. And it's so hard, right? Because as much as you want to jump in and you want to save your partner and you want to rescue them, or you just want to shake the fucking shit out of them and just go, this is so important. We can't do this. Like, we have to get back on the podcast. I was also very mindful, and I guess this is the bit in it for me, is I was very mindful that I didn't try to lead in it, and I guess a part of me didn't want to lead in it.
It's also the fact that I feel if you try to force it on me, it would have gone in a different direction. We would have just got rid of it altogether. Because I was in that place of, I'm too busy, or I'm feeling this certain way towards it. If you were trying to force me to do it, the episodes wouldn't have come out how they're supposed to come out. I would have felt worse about it. And then we would have been in a whole different place again, where this whole thing could have just ended altogether. And that's really where it was at. So if you led in that and tried to push me towards it, evidently you would have pushed me away from it.
Yeah, and I definitely agree. I feel sometimes you can just see that
I'm
in
a stubborn prick.
well, yes, that's true. But in life, people need time. And when they're going through hard things, and one of the modalities or the tools or skills that they would have, or that they'd used in the past, is drink. You have to be very mindful, that you're not pushing them too much or expecting too much of them. And I say that not in the scheme of, on the scale, I guess, of don't expect anything from your partner, but I was just trying to be patient. I was trying to be gentle, and I knew that you would figure it out and you'd get there in the end.
Here we are.
and here we are. But it's also just supporting you as much as possible. I guess also coming back to what you said at the beginning is having a good group of people around you. Like we went to some beautiful friends of ours' place on New Year's Eve. And it was magical, we were right across from the water and the kids went kayaking and we all had some pizzas and just sat around and had beautiful conversations. And not a single person there was drinking, which was really just incredible if you think about it. Because if we were to go back to what our New Year's Eves look like, maybe before our drinking days, so we're approaching 3 years now, but before that, like our New Year's Eve was very, very different. So to even be in that environment where we're around such an incredible, powerful, influential group of people, and we're bringing in our new year, sitting around, enjoying each other's company, having meaningful conversations, and you know, Ricky might have a different interpretation of the meaningful conversations, but it's beautiful to have and to be surrounded by that. And they also remind you of just how important it is, the things that you're working on. Um, And I was getting quite emotional when we were sitting around with our group of friends because they were like, guys, like your podcast is freaking amazing. I think we're now in 14 different countries. We've had over thousands and thousands of downloads. We get people talking, commenting, sending us videos, pictures of them being sober and, how much influence that we've had over them and deciding to cut alcohol from their life or just enjoy a chapter that's not drinking at all. And we are so grateful and so proud. And you are right. That's what we're doing it for. But it's easy to get caught into the making it about yourself instead of about the gift that you can give to other people.
Yeah, and that's what I got lost in. I got lost in, like I said, who am I?
Mm,
Who am I to be this person? But evidently, it's not about me. This whole podcast isn't about me. It is my story. It's about where I've come from to where I am now. But it's not about me anymore. It's about those who are listening and those who can get something out of what I've been through and what I've done, and where I am now is possible for them.
mm. And you've done such an incredible job so far, and you'll continue to do amazing. I just know
We.
it. But coming back, so I really wanted to jump on today and hopefully get the opportunity to talk to you guys about this time of year because it's not always the holiday season that we think it's going to be. And we usually have high hopes that it's going to be great. We're going to be around family. We've got time off work. The kids are not on, they're in school holidays if you're in Australia. Um, and it's warm. So the sun's out and it's just time that you let loose, you enjoy, and you just have a bit of fun and connect with your loved ones. But for some people, it's not like that. I know coming into the holiday season, there was a lot of you that were quite worried and scared because family sometimes bring out the worst in us. And I know, and I know from not only talking with people, but from personal experience, that sometimes alcohol is the only way to get through a Christmas lunch or a Christmas dinner or a New Year's celebration because it's the only way you know how to deal with that.
Or just the holidays in general with the kids.
Yeah,
This time of year, especially right now in Perth, it's 38 degrees. It's pretty hard to be going outside and doing things. So the kids are locked inside for days at a time. And you want to be just hanging around and you want to have some fun with them, but the kids want to do their own thing. And then it's like them are fighting. And so, like, sometimes to get through just your day with what's going on, people turn to alcohol just to relax
exactly. And we did that. How many years did we do that?
a lot.
So I will say that there's no shame in that. We don't want to make you feel bad. We're just pointing out that we know what that feels like. We know what it's like to almost dread having to go somewhere or be around certain people or go to certain events and think, fuck, how am I going to deal with this? Or how am I going to deal with old Grandpa Joe who, keeps saying inappropriate things, or mum who won't get off my case, or my brother who, competes with me, or there's always things because that's family. So what I will say is that that is very familiar and very common and something we heard of in the lead up, particularly to this Christmas and New Year. But now we're on the other side to that and, timing couldn't have been any more better because I think being here, most people will be going back to work probably by the time that this podcast comes out, but it's just more about resetting. Like, how can you set yourself up to have a really good year? What things are no longer serving you? What things do you maybe need to leave behind? What new skills do you need to get or need to build or need to have to be able to handle certain family members? I know for me, that was a big thing coming into this year. I was like, I need more capacity. I need to be kinder to myself. I need to focus on the things that are important to me. So I guess the question that we have for you is, what do you want out of this year? Is alcohol holding you back? Are you drinking during weekdays and going to work tired? Do you notice that maybe you have one or two and then the next minute when you're on that third or fourth that you're suddenly not really pleasant to be around? Are your friends only messaging you to catch up, to party, or to have a good time? Are they there for you when you're really going through some tough stuff? Like, what's the quality of the people in your life?
And on the other end of it, is your partner drinking too much? Is your partner choosing alcohol over you? Is your friends choosing alcohol over you? Are you going to places where you feel unsafe because there's alcohol that is involved?
Yeah, exactly. And, it's just about getting clear, like really, really clear. What do I want to get out of this year? What's no longer serving me? And could I cut down my drinking? Could I influence a friend or a family member? Maybe call them tomorrow and tell them how much I love them and be truthful with them about your experience when they're drinking. And that's not to say to tell them to stop drinking. We believe in free choice and free will, and that a person only stops if they want to. But is there maybe a conversation that you're not having with a loved one or yourself where you could be telling them the truth? And for us, we recently had to have a hard conversation with a family member, and we realized that us being gentle, I guess we were framing it up as being gentle with them was actually doing a disservice to them. So with that conversation, it was being really truthful about the experience that we have with them and that we love them and care about them. And we could see that they wanted more and they wanted something different. So it was just sitting with them and really helping them get to the bottom of that and offering that support and that and guidance and love, not from a place of judgment or because you want them to change, but because you know they want more and they want something different for themselves.
Sometimes it is just a simple conversation. And it's not, like you said, it's not about telling them to not do something, but it's about creating the awareness of when they are doing something. This is either how it makes you feel, or this is how they act when they are doing that certain thing, or just as simple as saying that this isn't working anymore. But saying the truth from a place of love and wanting better for them is much better than either tiptoeing around it or, like you said, going in gently about it and trying to not hurt their feelings, because they're going to get nothing out of that, and neither are you. You're going to feel like you're not heard from this gentle conversation you have with them, evidently because they're not listening. They're not listening because you're being gentle with them.
Mm.
By telling them the truth from the start, exactly how it is, with love, obviously, gives them a chance to have another look at what's going on, reassess what's happening, and then make a decision from there what they want to do. But it's just creating that awareness.
So here's a question for you. Yes or no? Is it hard to give up alcohol?
Of course it is. was one of the hardest things I had to go through.
Was it worth giving up alcohol?
Most definitely. It's been the best 3 years of my life. After going through the first ups and downs of giving it up, to be in the place I am now, and where we are right now is in the Crown Towers, enjoying our anniversary. But to be here, this wouldn't have been achievable 3 years ago.
Mm.
We wouldn't have had the money to do this. We wouldn't have been in a place in our marriage to do this. The children wouldn't have the father that they have now. I couldn't be on this podcast having this conversation. I couldn't have the life that I've always wanted without making that first step. So is life better now? A million times better. And yes, we are, like I said, at the Crown at the moment, doing this podcast for everybody. Danielle and I have currently just had our 10-year wedding anniversary.
Yeah, I can't believe it's been 10 years. It's crazy.
So we're enjoying each other's company for a couple of days. Obviously alcohol free, going out and enjoying some nightlife and some beautiful places for dinner for the next couple of nights, and hang out by the pool and just do some fun things in each other's company for a couple of nights just to enjoy it.
Yeah. And I was very spoiled, I will say. My beautiful husband booked in for us to go into the city earlier today. I got a beautiful experience of us sitting up and designing a new diamond ring to not only celebrate the milestone of reaching 10 years, but also it's a dedication and a promise for the next 10 years. And it was really, really special when we designed it, and it's beautiful. And again, it's just another commitment to each other. And what a great experience it was.
It certainly was. Like I said, look, none of this at all would be achievable for me personally without giving up the alcohol 3 years ago. Like I said, the money wouldn't have been there. Our connection has never been stronger now than it's ever been in the whole 10 years we've been married and 13 years we've been together. So we wouldn't be able to do something like this. Wouldn't be able to take you in and design this ring with you. Wouldn't be able to have these 2 days to ourselves to just enjoy each other. And I think the best part of all this is for any of you guys that either still drink or used to drink, and I know for me, when I used to choose places for dinner or for lunches or even just to hang out, do activities together with just us or even sometimes the kids, I'd pick somewhere they served alcohol. That was always my first thing I'd look at. Do they have a bar there? What's the beer prices like? Do they have a happy hour? These are always like my first choice when I was choosing places to go. Now it's just for us, what's the most romantic spot I can take you for our anniversary?
Yeah.
Where somewhere is just a fun activity we can go and enjoy each other's company in. Where is just a cool place we can walk in the park somewhere. And like now it's like, where's the furthest away I can get from drunk people? It's almost what it feels like now.
But it's quality of life.
Mm.
It just gives you back your quality of life. And sure, is there awkwardness in between as you manage and find your feet and find your people and just feel confident in yourself again? Like there was that for both of us. We both experienced an awkwardness with no alcohol because we grew up with alcohol. We grew up in a country mining town where there was a pub on almost every corner. Like it was just indoctrinated into us as exactly what we needed to do when we knew we could be adults and make that decision for ourselves. Alcohol was a part of the decision, every single one. To not have that anymore and to not even think about it and to it not be even on your mind and to just go wherever and go and experience life and do activities together. It's just freaking amazing.
It's funny you say that. When Danielle and I got to our hotel room, we walked in and gave us our bags and we put our bags in the room, and about 5 minutes later, someone knocks on the door. I'm like, I'm pretty sure we got all our bags. Like, what's he come back for? Anyway, it ended up being a young guy that come through, and he actually gave us a bottle of wine with like a congratulations card for your anniversary. So that was very sweet and everything else. So we looked at the bottle of wine, and obviously there was alcohol in it. So the first thing we went and did is took it back out to him. So, hey mate, do you happen to have like a 0% wine or something we can have instead? He's like, oh look, no, I don't, but we can give you this free glass of water. So like, oh, that'll do. Take the wine with you, and we'll take the water, and that'd be it. So Danielle, in all her wisdom, went and grabbed a couple of wine glasses out of the cupboard, and we've had our water and our wine glasses and been sipping on that during the afternoon, which has
It was
just been
very
beautiful.
good water. I don't know, like Crown water. I don't know what it is, but it's really nice. And we just got a couple of little champagne glasses, and you wouldn't know. Like, we're still celebrating. We're still having a great time, and it's not about the alcohol. It's about the connection. It's about having that experience together. So you're so right, because just because alcohol is not there doesn't mean you still can't do those things, right? But yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Certainly is. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to a beautiful restaurant dinner tonight.
Me too.
If anyone in Perth who lives in Perth has ever been to the Sea Restaurant in the Sky, apparently it's this massive building in this middle of the city, and it rotates. So as you're sitting in the building having dinner, it actually
Oh, I
rotates
didn't know that.
and it does the full 360 view around the city.
Gosh, it's amazing.
So that should be very intriguing.
Yeah.
Full 5-course meal.
Very romantic. I will say that since we've stopped drinking, we've definitely become foodies.
Yes. I mean, I've always eaten, so it's
You've always okay. You've always been a foodie, but
but I appreciate food more now, I believe, because I'm not eating it while intoxicated.
yes.
Before I'd eat anything because I was drunk more often than not. Where now I'm actually like, okay, I want to try this place, and I guess try some Japanese this week, and we might try some Chinese next week, and Vietnamese the week after, and
Real foodie in our house.
so it's just trying new things and actually doing, what's that like? Actually researching. Obviously, this weekend is a big one for us with the anniversary. It's taking the time to actually go, all right, where do you want to go? Like, where's somewhere really nice we can go, somewhere new we can try. Being an anniversary, we'll spend a little bit extra money on the restaurant. But I was like, this is just something cool that never done before. Very romantic, very,
We got the money to do. May as well.
So, yes, we're now foodies.
Me and our foodies. But circling back, right? Like, we do credit it to ourselves first and foremost of deciding, you know what, alcohol's not serving us, get rid of it for 12 months. And I think that's really important because that was the first decision that we both made. It wasn't we're going to give up alcohol and never drink again. It was we're going to give it up for 12 months. And being this time of year, like, what perfect opportunity for you to just go, if alcohol's really not a problem for me, then what's 12 months? Or on the flip side to that, if alcohol really is a problem for me, then what's 12 months? Because a lot can happen in 12 months. I think we can really, really underestimate how much can happen and how much can change within yourself in 1 year. And we tend to focus on the big things like, losing 30 kilos or buying a new house or buying new cars or going on holidays, or we tend to overestimate how much we can really do in a year in terms of those things, but underestimate how much work we can do on ourselves internally when we're not drinking in the space of 12 months. So I guess this is a challenge for you, and you can take it up or not, but we want to see if you can really dedicate yourself to not drinking for 12 months. See what happens. Really, what have you got to lose? Because from our perspective, we had everything to gain and more. And I was saying today, we had one tough year, but I look back on that one tough year we had and I wouldn't take that year back for anything. Because I really like the track that we're on. I really love where we're at. I really love our connection. Like, we're just so much better. We're better people. We're better parents. We're just nicer to each other. It's beautiful, and life is really beautiful.
Definitely is a joy to spend this life with you.
Yeah. And happy 10 years, babe.
Happy 10 years.
And very happy New Year to you guys.
All right, guys, that's the end of our first episode of 2026. Look forward to hearing from you guys real soon. Bye.
Bye.